Hey, vinyl community, it's Dwayne, Rock and Doc, coming at you with the online vinyl finds for December 2025. The last mail order I got for the year. Uh, this is hopefully, hopefully going to be a short one. The last video I did was pretty long, so sorry about that. Anyways, like I said, this was the last mail order I got for the year. I had to not buy as much as I sometimes do, for the simply fact that I was using most of my spare money for Christmas gifts. Anyways, hopefully you had a much better Christmas holiday season than I did. This was probably one of the worst Christmases I've ever had. I got that flu that was going around, so about 5 o'clock in the morning, Christmas Day, I woke up and I was puking my guts out and shitting a lot. So, not a very pleasant Christmas for me. My family here in Lloydminster gets together at my daughter's house for Christmas dinner and gift exchange, but I didn't go this year because I was so sick. I slept after I puked my guts out. I slept most of the day for Christmas Day, and same for Boxing Day. I slept mostly most of the day on and off. Didn't eat anything for 2 days. I was so sick, and then for 3 or 4 days after that, the only thing I could eat was chicken soup. So not a pleasant experience for Christmas, and I'm still getting over it. Still got a queasy stomach. I've been taking probiotics to try and get some good bacteria back in my gut. So hopefully soon I'll be 100%. I'm getting close, but not quite. Anyways, I did get, like I said, in December, I did get a final uh, mail order for the year. Uh, if you remember my last video, I showed you a band called the B Movie Rats, 10-inch that I really, really liked. So I immediately after I listened to that, I liked it so much. I went online on Discogs to see if I could see if they had anything else, and I did find one fellow down in the U.S. He had two of their albums, so I ordered both of those. This is their first album called Killer Woman, uh, and this came out in 1997. And this first album, they're more of a punk band. Didn't have that really hard rock element that was on that 10-inch single at this time. They were more in the vein of bands like if you're into bands like Electric Frankenstein or Zeke, the Candy Snatchers, stuff like that. This is quite similar to that. You'd probably like this a lot. There's the back cover with the track listing, and like I said, it was a lot punkier than that 10-inch. But then their second album, called Bad for You, this one came out in 2000, started to get more of that hard rock feel than their first album, and closer to the that 10-inch, which I believe the 10-inch was the album that came out after this. There's a back cover with the track listing. And this is like I said, more on the hard rock side. It still has a punky kind of edge. Sorry, lose my voice, I think. Anyways, this is more like if you like the bands like the Super Suckers, Helicopters, Nashville Pussy, things like that. You'd probably be into start getting into this one. like I said, when they started going in a more hard rock vein. And this one's a lot more similar to their 10-inch that I showed you the last video. So that's the B movie Rats with their second album, Bad for You. So when I was on, like I normally do when I buy stuff online, I figured, well, I'll look and see what else you got, because it won't cost me any more for shipping for like one or two albums than if I get, 6 or 8. So I looked through his listings and saw a couple other things I liked. Um, this band called the Crying Out Louds. Uh, didn't know anything about them, but I liked the cover and it looked kind of interesting. And this is this was like a one and done kind of band. This is the only thing they put out. It came out in 1995. They're from Austin, Texas, kind of a garage punk band, very DIY kind of thing. It's not in a jacket. It's just a fold over cardboard sleeve. But this is really, really, it's really rough, very lo-fi. And I've only heard it a couple of times. I got to listen to it some more. Not sure if I like it enough to keep it. I might sell this one, just because, like I said, it's really, really lo-fi. And I don't mind stuff that's rough, but when it gets really, really rough, sometimes I'm not really thrilled about that. Here's another one that I got that's sort of lo-fi, but it's not as bad as that other one from the Crying Out Louds. This is a band. Well, it's sort of a band. They're called the Septics, or the Skeptics, with File Under Fuzzpunk, which is probably a good title. But this is the first album. Came out in 2012. This fellow's from France. This guy here. And basically, this is the first album. Basically, it's just him. And I can't pronounce his last name, but it's Bart D something. You figure it out. There's the track listing on the back. And this is more of a 60s, it's got a kind of a 60s garage punk sound. That's what he was going for. Like I said, I think there's no listing of any other musicians on this album but him. And I know his all the releases he did after this, and I think he had three other albums. The Skeptics, and it actually became a band, a 3-piece band, and then I think it went on to a 4-piece band. But this very first album, A File Under Fuzzpunk, was, as far as I could tell, just him. Then I got a couple of albums from Estrus, and whenever I see anything from Estrus, they're a label that was out of Bellingham, Washington, which when I lived in Vancouver, we used to go to Bellingham quite a bit, but at the time I didn't know about Estrus Records, so I never, when I was down there shopping at one of the record stores there that I used to go to, I never picked up Estrus stuff. It wasn't until many, many years later that I discovered the Estrus label, and it's probably one of the best labels for garage rock around. And I did pick up 2 Estrus releases that I didn't have. The very first Satan's Pilgrims album, called Soul Pilgrim. There's the back track listing. There's a little blurb here. but they're an uh, instrumental rock surf uh, band from Portland, Oregon, and uh, they're probably one of the top later surf bands. They're still around. Uh, they've been releasing albums. This one, like I said, was their first one. I think it came out in 1995. So that's the Satan's Pilgrims with Soul Pilgrim. Lots of great instrumental stuff on there. Then I saw this one. Uh, don't know anything about these guys at the time. I'd never heard of them. I've never seen this album before, and I bought it solely for the fact that it was on Estrus Records. And with Estrus Records, you can never go wrong. I've never heard an Estrus record that I didn't like, and this one is no exception. I really like this one. This was their second album, I believe. Band's called Fireballs of Freedom, and the album's called Total Fucking Blowout. And like I said, I really like this. It's kind of a mix of garage rock, hard rock, and punk. And bands from Portland. There they are on the back with the track listing. And like I said, another Estrus Records release. Glad I found it and took a chance on it. I really like this album. It's really, really good. So that's Fireballs of Freedom. And then, as always, I like to pick up comps because I like them so much. And this one is another version I like, 10-inch records. This is one called Smokin' the Rock, Instant Assholes Smokin' the Rock. And it's basically a comp of punk bands. There's the listing on the back. And again, I like comps where you're getting a lot of bands that you're unfamiliar with, so you're getting introduced to bands that you haven't heard before. And the only band on this one that I even heard about is the Anyas, who I believe are from Australia, Lucifer, and Flaming Sideburns. Those are the only bands on there that I was really familiar with. And I really like the track. The best track that I like on this is that one right there from the Cucksuckers. That's Cuck. With their track Freak. I really like that song. That's one that I like. And the Lucifer one I like too. Well, I like the whole thing, but those were my favorites. So that's Instant Assholes. Love the cover artwork on that too. Smokin' the Rock. And then I got it on CD because the guy didn't have it on vinyl, so I figured what the hell, and it was cheap, so I figured I'd get it. It was the Wild Hearts. It's one of my they were one of my favorite bands back in the 80s because they've been around for a long time. And this is the Wild Hearts with their CD called Must Be Destroyed. Again, great artwork. There's the back cover. And this is they're kind of a melodic hard rock band. Like I said, I've been a fan of these guys since they first started. I don't have much vinyl from them. That's really hard to find Wild Hearts vinyl. And usually when you do find it, it's pretty expensive. But I do have a whole bunch of singles or CDs A lot of them CD singles. I have lots of stuff by them. So there's another one to add to my collection. And then the guy threw in, just for free, threw in that. It's the, this is a festival that takes place in Germany I think it's every year. And I do believe it's still going. It's the Ballroom Blast. This is number 11. And they put these out every year. They have one of these festivals that features bands that are actually playing that year. And it's from Soundflat Records, who put it on. They're from Germany. And this time around, it's got bands like the Kaisers, who I really like. The Bad Beats, who another band I like called the Bad Beats. Sorry, getting a little confused here. But they're a Canadian band, and I believe they have a new album coming out next month. And then a couple of bands that I wasn't familiar with: Link Quartet, No Things, Kumari, and the Glurps. And I have a couple of volumes of this thing. And again, these are kind of hard to find. And this is number 11. I don't know what they're up to now, but I'm not sure when this came out. But this is an older one, so it's I think this came out in the early 2000s. Anyways, that's various artists. Ballroom Bash number 11. And like I said, I have a couple. There's a track listing. I have a couple of these, and they're always great samplers for. And again, usually with bands that I'm not terribly familiar with. Anyways, that was it for online purchases for 2025. The last ones I got. I did pre-order a couple of things. I'm waiting for the 100th release from Chaputa Records. It's a compilation of bands. Waiting for that to come. I think that comes out in February. And then a hard rock band I saw on Facebook. I believe they're from the UK, called Karma Effect. I pre-ordered their album, and I think that comes out in March. So a couple of things I ordered in December, but like I said, they were pre-orders, so still waiting. And I do have some stuff that I should have actually this week. I should be getting a couple of things that I ordered in January, early January. So that'll be my next video. And I was supposed to go to Edmonton for another eye doctor's. I have trouble talking. Eye doctor's appointment on the 22nd of December, but I canceled it because it was snowing really bad and there was whiteout conditions, and it was like, no, I'm not driving on the highway today. So I phoned and canceled. So I didn't do any shopping in Edmonton in December, but who knows? I don't like driving on the highway in the winter, so I try to avoid it as much as I can. So I may not go back to Edmonton for, till March when the snow's all gone, but we'll wait and see. Anyways, hope you like this. Thanks for watching. Again, if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Hit the like button, the notification, so you know if I have another video coming out. So I don't know when I'll be doing another video. It might not be till later in January with my usual online vinyl finds. So that we'll wait to see what happens on the next one. Anyways, till then, again, stay safe, stay healthier than I was the last 2 weeks of 2025. So I hope you did way better on your Christmas season than I did. Anyways, thanks again. See you next time.